Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. Time for another Metal Earth build, another Star Wars build. This is another from the new Rogue One movie. This is the third that I have built and possibly the most complicated from what I've seen in the instructions. We have K2S0. Something else I've not heard of before. I'm guessing it's new for the movie. But if it's been in something else, feel free to share it down below. This looks like it's going to be one of the harder kits. It's, I think, 2 pages, whereas some of the rest aren't. But instead of standing around talking about it, let's tear it open and see what's inside. K2SO, or S0. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet, but let's get a look of them. Nice and flat. They have instructions. We have the 2 sheets of metal. Set those aside. We have 2 pieces of paper for the instructions, which means this is kind of long, but, or at least detailed. Let's open up the first sheet and see what it contains. There we go. Open it up to the front, to page 1, the title, the line drawing, the website where you can see the 360 view. We've got the section about insertion tabs, holds, fold lines, needle nose pliers being helpful for assembly. We've got what's been on all of them, and I've always referred to as the legend. The blue circle, you see that in the directions, it means to insert and fold the tab over 90 degrees. The green triangle means to insert and twist the tab 90 degrees. And this briefly explains how pull and screw metal tab 90 degrees for a tighten fit or to tighten, and that usually does help. Here we have their legend with M. If you see that pointing at, it points at the mirror finish side. E points at the engraved side or color side. NE points at the non-engraved side or non-color side, which that can be a little confusing because the non-engraved side can have engraving on it. And this hand is an attention point. It's trying to get your attention to something in particular, whether it be making sure that this faces this direction or this tab goes in the slot. Sometimes there'll be text along with it explaining what it is they're trying to get you to pay attention to. And at the bottom we have the layout of the metal sheets, so you can find and see all the part numbers and find the parts in the appropriate area. And there is some colored in areas, different colors. They're basically indicating duplicate parts, like these 2 purple, these 2 kind of very light yellow. They'll have one of them numbered, like 39 is this orange one here. Well, this is also an orange one, but it's the same part, but it's not numbered. So that saves on space and makes it easier to find duplicate parts. If we slide over to the other side, to page 2, we have the start of the assembly flowchart, starting with part 1. And showing how to form what looks like leg A times 2. So basically they're calling this part A and they want you to make 2 of them. Then you continue down to the next line going across. This one is B times 2, going across, and this is telling you to bring in, this is A and this is B, bring them together, and you just keep going. Of course, you get to the bottom, flip it over to page 3, and you continue on. Following the arrows, the sub-assemblies, putting things together. At the bottom of that, slide over to page 4 and continue on to the bottom of that, and we're apparently around halfway there. And then after page 4, you go to the next sheet. Go to the inside of the next sheet to page 5. Let's flatten this out here. And you continue on following the arrows and the part numbers and the directions. Get to the bottom, you've got page 6. Continue on, flip it over for page 7, and then page 8. And when you get to the bottom here, you are done with your build. Let's talk tools. I have a pretty standard set of tools that I use in most every build. I have needle nose pliers, I have flat nose pliers, I have flush clippers. These are a must for me. They clip parts off the sheets quickly and cleanly. I have a set of precision tweezers, one with a very pointed end, one with the pointed end ground down slightly, A flat set with a sort of curved tip, useful for twisting tabs in slightly curved areas. I also have a pretty standard set of tweezers with a flat angled end. These come in one of the Iconics kits, and I use them a lot. When it comes to shaping rounded parts, there are many options. I used dowel rods for a long time. I sharpened the ends of 2 of them with a pencil sharpener. These 2 are great for making cone shapes. Another option is a cheap drill bit set. This set has quite a few different sizes to choose from. Another option is a set of step mandrels. Ring pliers or round nose pliers can be found with jewelry making tools and work wonderfully for curving delicate and or hard to get to areas. Looked at the instructions, got some metal sheets, a few tools to get me started. Let's build this. It took me a lot longer to fold these 2 side pieces over the tabs the second time. Double check to make sure parts are oriented the right way. I make that mistake far too often. I bent these tabs out first to hold the parts on, then worked to twist them. I left some flaps open behind the left foot so that I would have room to twist the tabs. The instructions are a little less than clear at this point. Part 21, as far as I can tell, is supposed to have the arrow on the outside pointing forward in the same direction as part 22. On part 30, the two slots that are closer together go towards the front, which is the curved in part. This video has been edited down. I've not shown all the different attempts, adjustments, or retries of this build. I also clip out parts where I am studying directions, searching for and clipping parts, and sometimes repetitive steps. It may make this kit look like it comes together easier than it did, but there are a lot of bending and adjusting of parts to make things fit. Work slowly, be patient, and take your time. It was at this point I realized I had curved part 35 the wrong way. It is so easy to miss things in the instructions. The space here in the elbow is so small that I didn't twist all the tabs. Some of them I just folded over. The other arm goes together just the same as the first. One of the duplicate parts, 37, broke a flap as I was removing it from the sheets. The flap contained a tab that holds on the shoulder plate. It did not need to be the most secure connection, but I did not want the plate to fall off. So I hid an earth magnet between parts 35 and 47, which required a little sanding. It is just strong enough to keep the plate from moving around and falling off the one tab. I nearly forgot to fold the tabs out. Looks like it holds well enough. This is a bit reminiscent of R2's head. I'm going to skip a little bit, just the same thing over and over. The hard part is keeping the pressure on the connection while bending the tab over inside. I bend the tabs up slightly to allow them to more easily line up with the slots. It's so nice to see a small antenna with creased sides to make bending over the tabs really easy. I don't use the hemostats often, but I needed to get a good grip on a tiny little tab so I could pull and twist. It took a lot of adjusting to the body to get the new tabs lined up. I did not show all of this. K2SO. He is a tall, lanky fellow and a bit wobbly, especially his head. I had his head on there more securely at one point. I think towards the end, putting the top and bottom half together, I may have done it some damage. So, got to be careful of those things, and it's not always easy. This build took me a little over 4 hours. That is probably in part because I had some trouble. I had the one part that a piece broke, so I had to figure out how to deal with that. I had a few things to undo. So really it should have took 4 hours, maybe less. But that's what it took for me. He is taller than I expected, and parts are very, very skinny. I will say that once I had seen how skinny his arms and legs were, I was very intimidated. Like, how in the world am I going to get those long, thin parts? But I pulled it off, so you can too. I'm excited to find out more about him in the upcoming movie. But for now, I will add him to my shelf of other Metal Earth kits, probably right beside C-3PO and R2. If you have any questions or comments, as always, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you for watching, and keep on keeping on.